Moving on to our first short shot, we'll be discussing monsters on screen, be they the silver screen, be they the small screen. So this is on occasion of Godzilla just coming out. Have either of you
Maybe you've heard of it.
Have heard of it, haven't seen it yet.
Okay, so I saw it on Friday.
You did go see it?
I did go see it.
I haven't seen
on
it.
Friday. Ross and I are trying to pack in like all of our like pre-baby dates.
We're having a baby. We're going to see Godzilla.
Exactly. And it was funny because while we were there, she was like totally moving around in my stomach, and Ross was like, she's scared. It's too loud. Movie monsters always are, symbolic of something, So the original Godzilla, anxieties about Japan's atomic age, and this Godzilla seems to be eco-conscious and has his whole deal has something to do with the arrogance of man related to global warming. He's kind of battling these other two monsters during the film. For reasons unclear, whenever all these monsters show up at once, the electricity goes out. So there's something there about our power is running out, figure.
I didn't realize there were so many layers to it.
Are you sure the screenwriters intended all that?
I may be reading a little bit into it. But my one surface level complaint is there's not enough Godzilla himself on screen. I wanted to see more of him. I think that was a deliberate choice on the part of the director, Gareth Edwards, but I wanted more panning out widescreen, just seeing Godzilla stomp around through the ocean. And you get some of that, but more than anything, you get a little teasing flick of the tail or a grimace of the eye, something like that.
Godzilla's a demure lady.
Exactly. Godzilla has restraint. So anyway, what are you guys what are y'all's favorite on-screen monsters, be it film, be it TV?
Oh.
Well, my favorite show is Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so there are lots of monsters there, Monster of the Week and the Big Bad over a whole season. But for that, I would say the most terrifying one, I think, was in the episode Hush, which was almost all silent, the silent episode, because there's something even more terrifying about a monster that doesn't make a noise and can sneak up on you, and the scenes in that show, yep, I had nightmares.
Well, in terms of film, I was just thinking, because I think the new one's coming out, but I still love Jurassic Park. And it holds up. I mean, talk about wanting to see more of Godzilla. The dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, if you watch now, and I mean, it's 15, 20 years old. I mean, it just had a 21?
20?
I think it's 21, because Mondo just had a record come out on it. But, those dinosaurs are still scary.
And the raptor scene is still scary. I've seen it 100 times and still close my eyes.
I'm so with you there, and I'm also what you said, Emily, about the use of silence. It's actually something that the new Godzilla movie does really well.
Yeah, it sounds like you're describing Cloverfield as far as hiding the monster until the last possible second and not showing it.
Because your imagination is worse.
Right.
So
well, and speaking of imagination, I was also thinking about District 9 for this discussion too, which isn't really a monster movie, but just takes everything that Peter Jackson does well and turns it thinky and allegorical, and the monsters, i.e. the aliens, are more in people's heads.
Right.
Yeah, it sounds like you need to see Pacific Rim, because that had a lot of full-on monster.
I am
monster
so sad.
versus robots.
I never saw Pacific Rim, and you saw it and loved it.
I loved it. I loved it because and I love Guillermo del Toro, so I was totally in the tank for it in the first place. But it was dumb and corny in a way that was self-aware and knew it was dumb and corny. It wasn't dumb and corny by accident. It was dumb and corny we're going full-on dumb movie, and in the smartest way possible. People, I think, that saw it and thought it was dumb on its face, thought it was by accident.
Right.
And that's a really fine line to.
It's so true. I think that's my biggest complaint about this Godzilla is it's ham-handed and it's silly, and it takes itself seriously. So you just have to go in knowing that all right, it's Godzilla, it's Godzilla. I mean, have your expectations at a realistic place.
It's right there in the title.
Exactly.
Good point.
So, but it wants to be more than just
Is it
a popcorn
scary?
flick.
Were you scared at all?
No,
Just out of curiosity.
Baby was
it's a
scared.
monster movie.
Yeah,
You
I
feel
mean-
like you should be scared at some
Baby
point.
was very scared.
My baby may have been scared, but no, it's not scary.
We saw one when my wife was like 7 or 8 months pregnant. We saw one of the Spider-Man movies in an IMAX 3D, and she had to leave the theater. Like it was like about halfway through, it was just boom, 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 just belly was just going.
Oh my God. Okay, once again, I want to talk about monsters all day long with you guys, but we unfortunately cannot. We should, however, continue talking with you guys about monsters. So come to facebook.com/statesmanshots. Tell us what on-screen monsters you love.